Hi, I wanted to talk about the importance of a quality diet in your dog's daily life. Sometimes I meet people and I think, oh, how cute your dog is. How old is your dog? And, they say, oh, he's 14 years old. Or, oh, I had a dog and he lived to be 16 years old. Or my dog lived to be 12 years old. And I ask them, what was your secret? And they'll say, I fed him blue buffalo or whatever, some other kind of kibble. And, I said, did they have any health problems? And they say no. Okay, maybe that's all right. But I know for a fact that feeding a low quality diet is really going to affect your dog's quality of life. I have an example right across the street. This woman, she has two pit bulls. And when I came up here to live full time 5 years ago, God, it's almost been 5 years, unbelievable. Her pit bull was around 5 years old, I guess, young, 4 or 5 years old. And it was so overweight. And it was just very sluggish in walking. And I see it now. What is it, 10 years old? It looks like an old, decrepit man. The poor dog, he walks like he has arthritis. He walks like he's in pain. And when I first talked to her 5 years ago, of course I had to tell her, about dog food. She looked at me. You know how they give you that stare when you tell them. At that time I was home cooking. And she said she wanted me to home cook for her dog and she would pay me. There's no way that I'm going to home cook for anybody's dog. And this dog is like, 85 pounds. That would be a lot of home cooking. But she says, oh, well, my vet tells me to get, I think it was Royal Canine. It's always either Royal Canine or Hill Science Diet, okay? It's always those two. And then Purina Pro Plan sometimes. And she said, it's so expensive. And I asked at that time, what are you using it for? Because it had a lot of skin issues, okay? And this expensive junk was not helping the skin issues. And to this day, she's still using that food. And I see this poor dog every morning because they live across the street and there's a big driveway to go up and down. And oh my God, this poor dog. So what am I getting to? A low quality diet. The minimum it's going to cause your dog is to have inflammation. Inflammation causes joint pain, causes arthritis, okay, and it causes disease. This dog, 110%, has arthritis and joint issues. You could just see it, okay? You could just see it. And I've seen it how in the past 5 years with her still feeding Royal Canine, I think it's Royal Canine, how it has deteriorated. And what is in this low quality food causing this? Keeping an eye on my time. Well, turn that bag around. I mean, it's just garbage in that bag. It just makes me sick. It has doesn't have anything in it really, but I would have to look at each particular brand. But it's gonna have like rice, maybe corn, grains, and then just a hell of a lot of chemicals and vitamins. And the average person I remember when I was that average person, okay? And this was 16, 17 years ago. I'm not average anymore. But I would go into the pet store and I would turn the bag around thinking, I'm doing a good job. I'm looking at the ingredients and I'm like, oh, it has, folic acid, it has vitamin B, it has yada yada, it has all these vitamins. This must be a good food. All right? Think about it, people. If anybody, and this goes for humans too, if you have to add all these vitamins in, that means going through the process of making the food, you're stripping all the nutrients out of the food, okay? All right? So it's just poor quality. So I really want you to think long and hard. Yeah, you could feed something like blue buffalo, but you need to look at the long range. To me, feeding something like blue buffalo, and I don't know why I keep on saying blue buffalo. Somebody yesterday asked me about it. And by the way, that was the first food that I fed my first dog 17 years ago. Okay, because I went to the pet store and it looked good, okay? It looked good on the bag, all right? Hold on, I have to have some coffee. Now I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So if you think, if you're doing a kibble that has all those vitamins and it has grains and it has, you know, the has rice and corn and barley, all that stuff, peas. To me, if you're feeding that to your dog every day, it's like you going to McDonald's and eating McDonald's every day. Okay? I've heard McDonald's got a little better. I don't know. I don't go to McDonald's. I never went to McDonald's. My parents never ever took me to McDonald's. And when I had kids, I just went there. Was it McDonald's? It was Burger King to get the little kids like little toys. Anyway, I'm digressing here. It's like feeding your dog fast food every day. That's exactly what it is. Fast food every day. And in the long term, it's going to hurt your dog. Your dog may be fine now, but it's going to build up over the years all this inflammation. And then when your dog gets to be 6, 7, 8, they're going to start having arthritis. Now, I got my first dog, Blue Buffalo. I got my dog when he was 3 years old. And I got him off that within a year and started home cooking. He lived to be 16. My second dog, from the get-go, home cooked. And she probably could have lived longer than 12 years old. I've done a video on that. But both those dogs never, ever had to go to the vet. Never. And both those dogs, everybody says, are they puppies? Because they have so much energy, okay? And that's the thing. I look at this pit bull across the street. He's so sluggish. There's no life in him. So please, you need to look at the long term of things, all right? Just because your dog is doing fine on this Royal Canine Hill Science Diet Purina Pro plan now, what's it going to be like in a few years, all right? Very, very important, all right? So that's it for today. It's just, I'm disgusted how these vets are in bed with these corporations of Purina Pro Plan, Hill Science Diet, and Royal Canine. I can't stop saying it enough, all right? And vets do not know about nutrition. They can do very good for surgery, but they know nothing about nutrition. That's it.